Hey everybody on YouTube, welcome back. This is Ty with another video for you. Right now you're just looking at my Big Kong cocktail cabinet table there, but you're probably wondering why is he showing me this again? And well, it's just a good table to show my video to do videos when I'm just recording something, and it gives an interesting background rather than just some plain table. So that's what I'm using it for. Um, well, what today I'm gonna show you is something is over 10 years old now that I made 10 years ago. And while today it's not very impressive or anything all that exciting, back when I made it, there was only one other person that I know of on the internet had made anything similar to this. And even when he did, it wasn't still as well. I'll just get to it when I show you this video. What I'm here to show you is this. I made this 10 years ago. It's called the Nintendo. It's called the Portable Nintendo Entertainment System, or NESp. And essentially, what it is it's just an NES in a box with an LCD screen, and it runs off batteries. That seems pretty simple. And a lot of people have done some really awesome mods. Mainly, if you look on the Ben Heck forums, you'll see some people made some really nice portable NES systems. But back when I did this is in 2001. Benjamin Heckendorn had made a portable Atari system, and when he did this, I was like, man, I really would love to make a portable NES. And I looked around, and I hadn't seen, nobody else had done anything like this except for Kevin Horton. Kevin Horton had created his own portable NES using a Sega Nomad and a NES on a chip. This system right here is actually an authentic Nintendo Entertainment System that's been cut down and crammed into this. Not really crammed because it's a gigantic Radio Shack project box. But this is, I mean, when I was making this, I didn't expect people to really think too much about it. I was just making it. I put it up on my website, but it got quite a bit of attention back then. I mean, now it just looks like a piece of junk, but but let me get into it a little quickly. So you're looking at it here. You got the LCD screen underneath here, a piece of plexiglass. You got a NES controller, D-pad, select start, power switch on the side. You've got an external power jack on the bottom there. You've got a video out jack. And with a flipping of a switch, you can turn it into video in and turn it into a monitor. Here's the volume control. Here's an extra controller port. And it takes 8 AA batteries. Now, let me just, why don't I just put a game in it for you guys to check out. We'll start out with the good old Super Mario Brothers. So there's Super Mario Brothers. And you can see the screen is kind of dated here. It's definitely not the resolution of the NES. I'm playing over my shoulder here, over the camera, so it's kind of difficult, but as you can see, it functions well. Now I've got large hands, so it fits me very comfortably, even though it's just really thick. Okay, that's enough of that. I'll just to put a couple other games in here. Here's one that not a lot of people have, Cobra Command. I understand it's a rare game. I have it with the box and everything. Maybe I'll do a video about this at some point in time. It's actually a really good game. It's pretty hard once you get further along, but once you get used to it, it's not that bad. What's cool is it doesn't look all that exciting right now, but you go underground. I'm not going to go into that too much. You see that. How about a little Donkey Kong? Nope. Got a dirty cart. Okay, and this is the reason I made this. It's NES Pinball, one of my favorite games. A lot of people don't give it the respect it's due, but it's an awesome game. I think if you get to the bonus stage and you get to play the part where you're playing as Mario saving the girl, that's really exciting. Okay, so let's get to the insides of this thing. I'm going to open this bad boy up. Watch some Big Kong attract mode while I undo the 4 screws for this. Okay, so here we go. We undo the 4 screws. And what you see in the back here, I'm going to move this camera out a little bit first. Let's see. Okay, so inside here, when we flip it around, we'll talk about the back here. Here is an LCD display that I bought off of MCM Electronics 10 years ago. It's I forget what it's for. It's probably for like a car navigation system or something along that lines, or I can't even remember what it's for, but it runs off of 12 volts. It has a cold cathode tube in it for light, so it uses quite a bit of power compared to the ones you can buy nowadays that light up with LCDs, but not so much that it's unfeasible to use it. Here's the jack for the video coming in. Again, this is put together pretty haphazardly, and then here's the power coming in. What you'll see here is the controls. I'm going to move it here. This is an NES controller, and I hacked another controller in half, and I wired into the D-pad directions, and I ran a ribbon cable over and soldered it directly to the other controller so that I could split and have the controller wider, because it definitely wouldn't fit in the case the width it is now. There's a speaker in here, and so that's it for the front of the case. Now we're looking inside. You'll see there's an NES motherboard in there, and I cut about, I don't know, maybe a quarter or half an inch off the right hand side of the board there. And additionally, the RF modulator that would be up here in your left hand corner would come out about this far. If we're still in there, I removed that. And when I did that, I had to do a few things. One, the video signal coming out, the composite signal from the board, isn't strong enough to run that LCD display, so I had to create a video amplification circuit in here, as well as the board NES runs on 9-volt AC current to the RF modulator, but once it goes into the motherboard, it's a standard 5-volt DC power. So since I'm powering this on 8 AA batteries, which produce 12 volts of power, I needed to convert the 12 volts down to 5 volts. Now the NES RF modulator does that with a voltage regulator, but those are kind of wasteful in the way they use power. So in this case, I use what's called a DC-DC converter, and what that does is I think it's a switching thing, and what it does is it converts the 12 volts down to 5 volts without producing heat or wasting any energy. So a lot of the people who did some of these mods back when they were still using 12 volts for these things, the batteries wouldn't last as long as it did on this one, because I used a DC to DC converter. And so that's pretty much it for the insides of that. I just want to give a show it to you guys, and thanks for watching. It's just been 10 years. I don't know if anybody cares about this thing anymore, but it still works. It holds up pretty strong. Oh, I forgot to mention you see I've soldered a connector from a Game Genie on there, so I could plug the carts directly in without using the zero force insertion socket that comes in a standard NES. And I have since found, when I first made this, I couldn't find any edge connectors for it, but I since found a supply of those. And I've made a second revision of this board, and I have it put away somewhere right now. I would show it to you. It's actually much slimmer and trimmer, and we fit it in a smaller case, and I had a better display for it. But around that time, by the time I'd gotten around to that, I had purchased a Tapwave Zodiac, and the Zodiac was awesome. You could emulate NES games on it. It ran great, so it kind of made this thing pointless at that point, and I kind of lost interest in further portabilizing any systems. So now it seems to me that I really want to take an NES and turn it into an arcade machine. So I'm doing the exact opposite. I'm making something that was making something less portable than it was originally. But thanks for watching, everybody, and I hope to have another video for you shortly. And enjoy the new HD. And I'll talk to you again. Thank you.